Okay. Now we are going to deal with the heat equation. Okay, so in heat equation, what we are going to do is that we are going to do again the fundamental solution we are going to derive. Okay, so the heat equation. So that so far we have studied this one. Okay, one is ut plus b dot du. What is this equation? What is this equation?
Transport equation.
Transport equation, yeah. And then also we have studied ut plus ux equal to 0. So this is called
Burger's equation.
Burger equation.
Okay. Now also we have studied utt equal to utt equal to del u, okay, c square del u. So this is called wave equation we have studied. And then again we studied this one, del u equal to 0 we have studied, and del u equal to f r. So one is Poisson, one is Laplace equation, and another is Poisson. So in wave equation we have studied the D'Alembert formula, Kirchhoff's formula, and Poisson's formula. Laplace equation we studied fundamental solution, mean value formula, Green's function, and Poisson function. Okay. Okay. So we have something like a Dirichlet principle also. So the one which we derived in the energy function, so that is called Dirichlet principle. Okay, the one which we derived in the last slide was the Dirichlet principle. Okay, that is called Dirichlet principle. Now what we are going to study is that the one more remaining is that is called heat equation. Okay, so the small difference between this one and heat equation is that we have ut is equal to 10. Instead of utt, we have ut is equal to 10. So difference. And that, so this is called the homogeneous heat equation. So if you have ut minus ut is equal to del u plus f, okay, or ut minus del u equal to f, or ut plus del u equal to instead of u, I just put h. Okay, so I just put f over there. But we had agreement that instead of whenever it is inhomogeneous with this h. Okay. Now what we are going to prove is that again we are going to derive the fundamental solution. Okay, first I will just derive for one-dimensional case, and then we'll just extend it and just leave few of the part as an exercise, and you can just derive it. Okay, so let's derive that again. Okay, suppose, so we are just proving straight away on theorem. Suppose ut minus del u equal to 0. Okay, suppose ut minus del u equal to 0 in r power n cross 0 comma infinity. Okay, so in that case I'm just going to define one more function. Okay, u lambda. So u lambda equal to u of lambda x comma lambda square t. Okay, so in this u lambda, so this is called like dilation scaling, we used to say. Okay, dilation scaling, we'll just see even lambda power alpha, lambda power beta also defined. So that I will just define in the next slide. So u lambda is equal to u lambda x into u lambda square. So this u lambda is also solving this heat equation. Okay, if u is solving this heat equation, then if you make some dilation scaling u lambda, that is also going to solve the heat equation. Okay, so that means what I am claiming is that I am claiming u lambda of t minus del u lambda equal to 0. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, so that is also going to solve. So we just see that. So if I just define what is my dou u by dou t, okay, dou u lambda by dou t. So in that case, this is going to become like ut, okay, of lambda x comma lambda square t into, I got to differentiate that. Okay, so therefore I am going to get lambda square is going to come. So lambda square here. So lambda square, I am going to get lambda square ut is going to come. Okay, lambda square ut is going to come. Next one. If I just define uxi, okay, uxi, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get one lambda outside. So I put one more uxi, therefore one more u lambda square is going to come. Therefore, del u lambda, okay, or uxi is going to come like, for example, not u lambda, I'm just putting uxi. So uxi is going to become like lambda square u xi is going to come. Therefore, if I put the summation, I can get del u is equal to lambda square del u is equal to. Okay. So if I substitute it over here, so del u lambda. So if I substitute it over here, then what I'm going to get? lambda square. So this is going to become like, okay, this is going to become like lambda square into ut minus delta u is going to come. Since u satisfies this Laplace equation, this becomes 0. Therefore, this is also 0. That's all. Just two line. Okay. Now what we are going to do is that suppose u of x comma t. Okay. Suppose I'm going to define new function v of x comma t, which is defined in this way: x dot du of x comma t plus 2t ut x comma t. That also solves the heat equation. Okay, that also solves the heat equation. That's what next we are timing. So let's see. So I have this u lambda is equal to u of lambda x comma lambda square t. Now what I am going to take? I am going to take a differentiation of u lambda with respect to lambda. Okay, I am just differentiating this with respect to lambda. So I am just going to find 2 u lambda by dou lambda t lambda. Okay, so in that case, what it is going to become? So this is going to become like with respect to lambda I am differentiating. Therefore, x dot du of lambda, okay, du of lambda comma x comma lambda square t is going to come, okay, plus I am going to get second term. So if I differentiate this one, what I am going to get? I am going to get with respect to lambda, therefore 2 lambda, okay, and t is there, so 2 lambda t, okay, 2 lambda t into with respect to t, so therefore ut is going to come, okay, ut of x lambda x comma lambda. So if I define this one, okay, v of x comma t, so if I just define this as v of x comma t, v of x comma t equal to dou u lambda by dou lambda, then what you can claim is that you can claim that this is also going to satisfy this heat equation. Okay, not this one, but it is going to satisfy this Vt minus del Vt is going to satisfy. Since u lambda is satisfying, so in the previous theorem we already proved that u lambda is satisfying the heat equation. Okay. Now if I just find what is my Vt, this is going to be over t. I am going to get it. Okay. But this is already see, we already have this one u lambda t minus delta u lambda is 0. This we already have. Now if you in the place of u lambda, what I am going to do is that I am just going to differentiate this one with respect to lambda. Okay, differentiate this with respect to lambda. So in that case, what you are going to get? You are going to get this one, and the lambda and t is going to be interchanged. Okay, because we need to make some this assumption. Okay, so if you just make that, then what you are going to get is that this is continuously differentiable, etc. So that you can interchange the derivatives. So in that case, what you are going to get is that you are going to get the this v of x comma t, means this dou u lambda by dou lambda, that is nothing but this one, is going to satisfy the, which is going to satisfy the heat equation. Okay, so the corollary policy. Okay, so these are all the basic for us. From that we are trying to derive one more thing. Okay, this is another theorem. Suppose instead of this one, I am just going to define u lambda is equal to, okay, u lambda is equal to, I am going to define different way, lambda power alpha and lambda power beta. Okay, lambda power alpha, u, lambda power beta, and lambda t here, lambda square. So then also we are going to say that this is going to solve the heat equation. Okay, for beta equal to 1. So once again, same kind of logic. What you do, you calculate dou u by lambda, okay, dou u lambda by lambda, which is going to become like dou t. That is going to become like lambda power alpha. Okay, so this is going to become like lambda power alpha plus 1 into u is going to come. Okay, because with respect to t, and dou u lambda by dou x square. Okay, xi square if I calculate. Okay, dou xi square. Then that is going to satisfy lambda power alpha. This is going to come out. So lambda power alpha plus beta. Okay, lambda power alpha plus beta is going to come if I just differentiate one time. Okay, one more time I have to differentiate. Therefore, this is going to become like 2 beta is going to come into uxx. Xi is going to come. Therefore, if this is going to be satisfied, so if I just take the summation, then what I am going to get, u lambda t minus del u lambda is nothing but lambda power alpha plus 1, okay, into ut minus lambda power alpha plus 2 beta into del u is going to come. Now, if these two are same, then what I should have is that if this should be 0. Okay, suppose this is this should be 0. In that case, what I need to have is that I should have the powers of these two should be same. Okay, means lambda power. Suppose I have something like lambda power alpha plus 1 is the ratio of lambda power alpha plus 2 beta. If I have that one, then I can just take this out and then I can do that ut minus del u equal to 0. Therefore, I can do that. So what is lacking me to satisfy this two different coefficients. So in that case, if alpha plus 2 beta is equal to alpha plus 1, then I can claim that I can just take this out. So in that case, alpha gets cancelled and beta equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so this is going to be satisfied if beta equal to 1 by 2. So in that case, you can say that this is going to be satisfied. Okay. Okay. Now let us derive the fundamental solution for the case n equal to 1. Okay, not r power n. I'm going to derive it for n equal to 1, and then almost this is we are going to get the fundamental solution construction from this one, and then from that we'll just generalize for n-dimensional using this function. Okay, u lambda. I'll just instead of u lambda, I'll just use this lambda for alpha and lambda for beta, and then I'm going to define. Okay, so now we are going to define. Okay, we are going to solve this one. So u of x comma t. So instead of r power n, I'm going to take r. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to take u of x comma t. U of x comma t equal to v of x square by t. Okay, v of x square by t. Then what we are going to say is that ut is equal to uxx if and only if 4 into z into v double dash plus 2 plus z into v dash equal to 0. Okay, so this part that's what we are going to get. Okay, from that one, so if you solve this problem, then what you are going to get is that you are going to get the solution 2. Okay, the equation 2 that you are going to get. So let's see. So this is once again simple. We are going to get it easily. So v of x comma t equal to v of x squared by t. Now we calculate ut. So what is going to become like ut? So it is going to be like v dash of x squared by t. Okay. Dot. I have to differentiate with respect to t. Therefore, minus 1 by square is going to be minus 1 into x squared. Okay. So x squared t squared. Now if you calculate ux. Okay. With respect to so if you calculate the ux, what you are going to get? You are going to get equal to v dash, okay, into v dash of x square by t into, I have to differentiate this one, therefore you are going to get 2x by t. Now if you differentiate second time, what you are going to get? You are going to get it like v double dash x square by t, okay, and then here you are going to get it like 2x square 4x square by t square is going to be, okay, 4x square t square plus, okay, uv rule. So you have v dash x square by t into 2 by t is going to be. So if utt equal to uxx, okay, suppose utt is equal to uxx, then what you are going to get it? You are going to get that which implies, okay, or if and only if you are going to get it like ut is this one minus x square by t square into v dash plus or okay, here I just okay, plus v double dash I missed v double dash is missing somewhere here, yeah. V double dash, okay, 4x square by t square plus 2 by t into v dash. Okay, this is equal to 0. So if you take z equal to, suppose if you take z equal to x square by t, okay, if you take z equal to x square by t, then what you are going to get it here? So you are going to get here v dash of z is going to come, okay, and here it is going to become like v double dash of z is going to come, and so I'm just going to combine these two together. So something is going to come over here plus 4 into is going to come, okay. so here z equal to x square by t. I'm just going to use the change of variable. Therefore, you got dz everywhere. Okay, so dz is going to become like 2x dz dt is going to come. So dz is nothing but 2x by t is going to come. Okay, because you are putting the change of variable here. Therefore, correspondingly you got substitute over there. So in that case, what it is going to come? So there will be a 2x t is going to come, and here there is a 2x t is going to come. So therefore, this is going to become like v double dash is going to become like 4 times z is going to come. 4z into v double dash z is going to come. Okay, 4z into v double dash z is going to come, and then this is going to become like 2 plus z into v dash is going to come. Here there is a 4. Okay, so you substitute over here, then you are going to get this one. 2 plus z into fine. Now what we have, what we have is that there is a v is missing there. 2 plus z into v dash. Okay, 2 plus z into v dash. There's a v is missing there. So therefore, ut plus ux, ut equal to dx, that means this should be 0. Okay, so this is going to be 0. So just substitute, simple substitution. Now what we are going to do, we are going to solving this problem. Okay, solving this problem is same as solving this problem. Okay, because I just made the substitution. So solving this problem is same as solving this problem. So now we are going to solve only the z part. So b dash part we are going to solve. So if I solve that b dash part, I will just use simple. So if you remember all our transport equation or heat equation, sorry, wave equation or Laplace equation. So we try to transform that problem from partial differential equation to ordinary differential equation, and then we try to solve what can be done. So the same thing here. So I just find v double dash 4z into v double dash equal to minus 2 plus z into v dash. So I just find v double dash by v dash equal to minus 2 by 4. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 z is going to come. Okay, minus 1 by 2 z. Then we have z by 4. So 1 by 4. Z is 1 by 4. Okay, minus will come. Okay, so if you differentiate, integrate this one, what you are going to get it? You are going to get log b dash. Okay, log b dash equal to, this is going to become like minus 1 by 2 log. Okay, and then you are going to get like z by 4. So log z. Okay, plus some constant is going to come. Okay, so I can just rearrange this one. Okay, log 2 square root of z I got it here. So say okay, minus 1 by 2 log z, 1 by log z is. Okay, so therefore what you are going to get is that you are going to get it like v dash equal to, so you are going to get it v dash equal to some c into e power minus z by 4 into 1 by minus 1 by 2. Therefore this is going to become like square root of z, minus is there, therefore this is going to become like by root z. Okay, c e power z minus 4 into root z. Therefore your v is going to become like integral c e power minus z by 4, okay, by root z. Okay, so I'm just going to integrate from 0 to z. Therefore I just change this variable as s instead of z. I'm just putting s into ds plus some other constant, let's say t. Okay, so that's what we are going to get. But what is our z substitution is x square by t. So if it is x square by t, what you are going to get? You are going to get v of x square by t is going to be integral 0 to x square by t e power, see I am just writing outside, x square by 4t divided by square root of x square by t. So I am just going to write as t by x. Okay, here I just write as it is. S by 4 and divided by 2 is plus 2. So if I substitute over here, what is p dash of x square by t also we have to find. Okay, p dash of x square by t is nothing but I am just substituting. It was in z, I am just substituting x square by t. Therefore, I got to multiply that with the dz also. Okay, so in that case, what you are going to get? You are going to get c into e power minus x square by t. Okay, x square by 4t divided by, I am going to get t Okay, x square by t, I'm going to substitute. So t by square root of t, and x is there, so therefore that is going to become like x. Okay, yeah, that is going to become like x. And then what you have is that you have some more term. Okay, so into dx is going to come. So in that case, this is going to get cancelled. So you are going to get only this one. Okay, just do some simple calculation. So what you are going to use it 2c by, okay, so you are going to get 2c by square root of t into e power minus x square by 4t is going to come. Okay, b dash of x square is b dash z into b z equal to, so you are going to get this one. Now this is the one. So now what we have to do is that we have to find the c. Okay, if we find the c, then we are going to get the fundamental solution. Okay, now this is called this is almost called the fundamental solution that which we are going to derive. Now we are going to choose c such that, okay, we are going to choose c such that this integral 2c by root t, okay, e power minus x square by 4t is going to become like what? Okay, I'm just going to choose this one, minus infinity to infinity. This is going to become like 1. I got to choose my c. Okay, this c I got to choose such that this is going to come. So now if you substitute y equal to x by 2 root t and dx equal to dx will become like 2 by root t. Then what it is going to come? So if you just substitute it over here, this is going to become like 4c. Okay, 4c integral minus infinity to infinity. Okay, minus infinity to t e power minus y square is going to e power minus y square dy is going to. So this is going to become what? But this is nothing but gamma of you are going to get like gamma of 1 by 2 equal to square root of I. So from that, what we are going to get is that you are going to get your c is equal to, okay, your c is equal to 1 by 4 into pi. Okay, so this is nothing but your gamma integral which is going to give. So that is going to become like you are going to get root pi. So you are going to get 1 by 4 into root pi. Okay. Therefore, what I am going to do is that I am just going to substitute it over here. So this is going to become like 2c. Okay, already some 2 is there, so 4 is I'm substituting. So 2 gets cancelled. So I am just going to get 1 by 2 into square root of pi t into e power minus x square by 4. Have you seen something similar to that somewhere? This kind of function. If I just substitute in the place of t instead of I just substitute sigma. Have you seen something?
Distribution function.
Normal distribution, sir.
Yeah, same. So that's the one we are going to get it. Okay. So this is called the fundamental solution of the heat equation. This is called the, this I am just going to define. Okay, pi of x comma t. Okay, pi of already we know some pi of x comma pi of x in the Laplace equation. So now this is the fundamental solution for the heat equation. So pi of x comma t is equal to 1 by square root of 2 into pi t e power minus x square by 4t. Okay, so this is called the fundamental solution of the heat equation. Okay, now we are going to derive this. So what do you expect for could you guess what is going to be there for r power n? A simple guess. R power n. Suppose x belongs to r power n. What is going to be there? So here it is going to become like this of x square. You can expect that mod x square by 4t. So what do you expect here? Okay, I'll just reveal that. So that is going to become like 4 by t. Okay, that is going to become like 4 by t whole power n by 2. Okay, so only this part we need to climb now. So for that we are going to derive the next one. Okay, so pi of x comma t, I'm just going to define is equal to, I'm just going to define for 1 by 4 by t n power n by 2 into e power minus x square by 4t. T is greater than 0 and x belongs to r power n, or 0 if t is less than 0. Okay, so this is the one I'm just going to derive next 2-3 minutes. Okay, So now what we have to do is we have to derive this one. So this is called the fundamental solution of the heat equation in R power n cross 0.9 in that way. So it is easy. You can just verify that because we claim that from the Vedas, etc. So you can claim that if you just take the derivative of this one, okay, again you can claim that pi t is equal to pi x is going to come. It is easy to verify. Okay, now we are going to claim that we are going to derive this one. So for this, what I am going to take is that I am going to, so in the previous one, what I have taken u of x comma t is equal to v of x square by t I have taken. Okay, now for this one, what I am going to take, I am going to take u of x comma t is equal to 1 by t power alpha v of x square by t power beta I am going to take. Okay, correct? Yeah, v of x by t beta I have taken here. But what I will do is that I will just do one more substitution and then I will derive. So in that case, what I will take is that I have to find this alpha and beta, etc. So this beta already we know, okay, because in the one of the theorem we have proved, if this will be satisfied, then beta is equal to 1 by 2 is going to come. So this beta already you know, this alpha I have to choose cleverly so that is going to satisfy. So I'll just reveal that also. Beta is going to become like 1 by 2, alpha is going to become like 8 by 2. Okay, so then we are going to do it. Okay, so we got to choose. So what we need to do is that we need to find. So u of x comma is equal to this one I am choosing 1 by t power alpha, v of x square by t, v of x actually, v of x t beta I am going to choose. Now what I have to do is that I have to choose my v, alpha and beta cleverly so that this is going to derive the fundamental solution of the heat equation. Okay, so the idea is again same like which we have already defined. Okay, if you define the solution of the heat equation, so this is called dilation scaling. Okay, it is invariant. Then what you can do is that you can just claim that. Okay, so I'll just leave it as an exercise to you. What you can claim is that u of x comma t. Okay, you just substitute that, then you will get that. Okay, u of x comma t equal to u power lambda power alpha. Okay, lambda power alpha into u of lambda power beta into x comma t, lambda t. Okay, lambda t. So that one is called the dilation heating. Okay, that is also going to satisfy some of the things, and then you will choose from the previous one. You will just claim that beta equal to 1 by 2 also claiming. Now, if you set lambda equal to 1 by t, if you just set lambda equal to 1 by t, so in that case, what it is going to come? This is going to become like u of x comma t. Okay, this is going to become like whatever I have here. This is going to become like 1 by t power alpha. Okay, and this is going to become like u of x by t power beta. Okay, and this is going to become like 1. Okay, so if I substitute y equal to x by t power beta, okay, then this is going to become like 1 by t power alpha. Okay, and this is going to become like u of y comma 1, and I can just claim this as v of 1. Okay, if I just put v of y, that is going to become like my u of x comma t is going to become like v of 1. Okay, so I put this is v of y comma 1. Then if you just substitute v of y, where y is nothing but x by t beta, because I define v of 1 by t power alpha, v of x by t power beta I have defined. Okay, that is nothing but v of x comma t I have defined. So therefore, if I just substitute over here, this is going to become like u of y comma 1 going to become like t of v of. Okay, so prove that. So next what you need to prove is that prove that when beta equal to 1 by 2, okay, if beta equal to 1 by 2, that we already claimed. Okay, beta is going to become 1 by 2, but if I just use this substitution, that is going to satisfy this 80% only that place. So if beta equal to 1 by 2, what you need to claim is that you claim that, okay, just do the same way what I did in the one-dimensional case, calculate betas and bw or bt, etc., ut, etc. Then what you are going to claim is that you are going to claim that v of y satisfies this part. Okay, alpha into v of y plus half into, okay, so half into y dot dv y plus delta v of y equal to u. This is going to be satisfied. Now I'm going to put one more substitution. Okay, then I'm just going to done. I'm going to do the rest. So if I put one more substitution, V of y is equal to W of mod y. I'm just going to take the radial one, okay, because this is what we did in the Laplace case also. If I substitute this one, what I'm going to get is that I'm just going to put those things. The what I will get is that I will get alpha into W is going to come, and here it is going to become like y is nothing but where y is nothing but r with the radial function which we did in the Laplace case also, the same thing. So this is going to become like r, and this is going to become like TW. Okay, and this one we are just going to use whatever we did in the Laplace equation. So if you remember in the Laplace equation we derived that. So in that case we have claimed that W dash plus n minus 1 by r into W dash equal to 0 we have claimed. So same thing we have. Okay, in the Laplace equation we have derived. If you just remember what we did in the Laplace equation. So the rest are going to follow alpha W plus 1 by 2 into RW is going RTW is going to come. Okay, so that's what I have given. So RTW means it is going to come like W dash only. R into W dash is going to come. Now if you multiply, if you just substitute alpha equal to n by 2, then this is going to become like n by 2. Okay, only this place alpha is there, so I'm just calculating that n by 2 W is going to come. Now again you do multiplication with r power n minus 1. Therefore this is going to become like r power n minus 1 into n minus 2. This is going to become like r power n. This is going to become like r power n minus 1. And here r power n minus 2 is going to come. Okay, n minus 1 into r power n minus 2 is going to come. So if you just take these two terms together, and these two terms together, what you are going to get, this is going to become like r power n by 2. Okay, r power n by 2 into W dash. Okay, therefore this is going to come. Plus this is going to become like r power n minus 1 W dash the whole dash. Okay, so I can just put this one over here. What you are going to get is that you are going to get it like next slide. You are going to get like r 1 by 2 r power n W plus r power n minus 1 into W dash whole dash is going to come. So that is equal to 0. That means what you are going to get, because okay, this is 0 means you are going to get the inside term. Okay, that is going to become like constant. Now if you are assuming that limit r tends to infinity W equal to 0, and limit r tends to infinity W dash also becomes 0, then from this one what we can conclude is that this constant is nothing but 0. Okay, so we are just because this is, we need to eliminate this constant so that we get some single means we are going to get only, we need to assume some initial conditions. So I'm just assuming this initial condition like limit r tends to infinity W equals to 1, and limit r tends to infinity W dash also 0. Then we conclude that C equal to 0. So if C becomes 0, then W dash becomes minus r by 2 W. Therefore W becomes k into e power minus r square by 4 is going to. But r is nothing but mod y is nothing but x by t power 1 by 2 is come. Okay. Therefore what you are going to get is that your u of x comma t is going to become like k by t power n. Now only one job is remaining. You got to find what is your k. Okay. So if I substitute k equal to 1 by 4 by t power n minus 2, then you will get the, you can write that value of x comma t equal to for each time t equal to. So that is once again a single line proof which you can verify. Okay, so okay, the inhomogeneous part we will see it in the next class. Okay. Any doubts?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
Sir, we will consider Laplace equation as translation invariant, and this one, sorry,
Not Laplace.
rotational invariant, and this one is dilation invariant. So,
Yeah.
like for every equation, like can we able to find that kind of invariance?
Not necessarily all the cases. For example, if you take some of the eigenvalue problems, is it possible that we can find it always? Or take some kind of function where you have some inhomogeneous part is there.
Okay, sir.
So in that case, can we say that?
We have to check.
Yeah, so that may not be true always. Okay. These three big PDEs, we have this property, but it is not necessary that for general, for example, if you take Navier-Stokes equation and all, probably you cannot claim that.
Sir, okay, is it true for the general homogeneous parabolic equation and general higher, if I am taking that? So this is parabolic equation. So
Yeah.
is that same behavior will be true for the general case for the parabolic, which is homogeneous?
Yeah, homogeneous probably, yeah, because you will just, if it is a parabolic, always you can translate that into the form of the canonical form if you use it. Always you will end up with this kind of equations. So in that case, I think, yes.
Okay, sir, I'll try that.